the gentle people of California. I must graciously remove myself from the state and the warmth of your coasts and depth of your mountains. The big trees are lovely, if not terrifying in their dedication to proving the existence of God. I disagree that he is a force. Also, my father is here, frying corn tortillas into golden shells. But that is secondary to the trees, and to the anvil and hammer your people refer to as love. If God is a man in a storybook, if Dad is a man on a phone, then I can bear them. If real though, if standing before me with a plate of tacos, face beaming, I can't sustain what might be forged. Because of the trees I must go, because of the mountains staring at lakes. You are fair people, and I love your stucco, but I must be going. The hairbrush and the thunderhead. All matter is connected at the atomic level, if this cable program is to be trusted, leading me to wonder if my hairbrush attempts to greet me in its own way, if the thunderhead is aching to let it all come down. Enough storm and we're all joined together, ears to crank radios in our basements, hoping for the lightning to subside. What about people without basements? How do they hide their dead hobbies? Where would I stow my rusting piccolo, my ache to reach out to others? I would be left on the surface, the thunderhead combing over the trees, signaling to the hairbrush, hello. The trees want it bad. On the hillside is a tree that has grown through a boulder. When the trunk was born from the rock, I imagine there was a brilliance before understanding that this is the common light of day. I've emerged from a basement barroom, dizzied by noon, to smoke and head back down. I'm at peace under the rock, knowing the trees want it bad enough for all of us. And here's a sapling I missed, growing through the boulder too, going up to vie for light, a twin competing for life. If I had a clone, there'd be no fight. We'd have pilsners and Cuban sandwiches in the sunshine, shrug at splitting a soul, and laugh too long to notice the trees fighting for life through stone. And we'll say something before I read this one. I would never tease a stray dog with food. Echo chamber. I'm on the patio of a chicken joint and a storm is coming on. A little dog watches me snarf a leg, and I really dig in so his envy isn't frittered. Desire clouds his eyes like the thunderheads, ready to swallow up town. We're wired together, my bites triggering rumbles in his snout. What I feel means more with an echo, and this animal is a canyon, returning back to me my hunger. The sky growls for the earth, and the dog for the chicken. I'm finding my way to the bone. The past inside was ruined. The kindergarten buried a time capsule, which I forgot all about. Some of us were buried before it was exhumed. When it was pulled from the ground, the seal had broken, and all the past inside was ruined. My mind is like a trunk penetrated by groundwater. I don't get worked up over the loss of memory. It seems to me every grave is a hope chest, saving one history inside the earth. This isn't enough for some who create apocalypse arcs, biological mementos meant to save the world from itself. For me, forgetting the past is like radio waves fanning out through space. It's not that the wave is gone so much, but waiting to be reflected back. I'm a transmitter, broadcasting my wrinkly brain, unconcerned with who picks up the signal. The day I found out the capsule was ruined, the memory of it being buried returned from out in those far reaches of the mind. Without hearing the memories inside were destroyed, I would have never remembered it all. The cosmos is just big enough. As a younger man, at an astronomy lecture, the professor explained the life cycle of stars. The sun will expand until we are consumed by it. Knowing the earth will end in fire, I walked home an alien that winter day. My perception split open like the groaning ice. The only consolation I could find was time. The sun will take 5 billion years to grow, and by then my body will have fed 1 million trees. The cosmos is just big enough that it doesn't matter. It's timetable and notation that I can't read. So I take what comes. Every morning shades my jaw dark again, and every street lamp says, only tonight. I rest easy in this order, like a mouse nested in the body of a clock. Some questions at breakfast. I stand in the window, framed from the waist up, 3 days unshaved in a ratty bathrobe, a saucer stacked with toast in my hand. I wonder what my face looks like if my expression says, a plane in the upper atmosphere may drop the bomb. How can I arrange my eyebrows in reaction to the sky blooming with egg yolk, while the street is yanked like a tablecloth from under the buildings? In that last second, how do I mutter, forgive me, God, around a mouthful of buttery toast? What if the earth is junked? What if I'm incinerated and my dust mingles in a death cloud with the gnats and possums who live out back? What if that destruction is merely the door opening to reveal true hell? I finish my toast and watch the neighborhood kids play games in the street. I go to the mirror and see my face there. I shave, look good. I don't believe in God. There's nothing to be worried about. These will be my final two. Routine. I flip off my frying egg when the yolk breaks. I like that blind eye waxing when I take up my fork. I want it over hard, for everything fluid to be cooked firm. We're mostly water, but when my father died, I could see where the blood had pooled like a wax seal, closing him for good. I wanted gibbous, I wanted aching like the moon, slung low against September, my breath drawn out like a tide, the earth mostly water, Oz the great and terrible, Mary, mother of Christ. I only want breakfast to be right, for the machinery of morning to click and whir, coffee spit through the percolator, an egg hardening in the heat to stare up at me, what the sun should do on my shoulders, what the sky should do around the sun. This is the most important meal of the day. This will be my last. I can't stop the sword. I tear up over video of a polar bear eating a baby seal, seal eyes like saucers, and the bear really doing nothing other than its job. I'm failing a student, and the student is crying. I can say, this is part of life. I can say, at least you aren't a seal. But the student knows already he isn't a seal. And I know there's a video out there of human decapitations, and I can't cry over those. And I can't tell the student, at least you have your head to comfort you. My head is no comfort at all. It allows sympathy for a seal I never met. And I feel bad even for the bear, caught in this cycle, which means biting into the young. The student's problems aren't mine, like the world's problems, such as a man on his knees before another man wielding a sunlit sword. Thank you.